your brain is probably too broken to meditate. It sounds harsh, I know, but hear me out. It's not because you're not calm enough or you don't have the right vibes or whatever else other people say. The problem is much simpler and obvious. If you're like most people, then you've been dealing with overstimulation through notifications, social media, and endless scrolling for years. As a result, your brain and nervous system is always on overdrive. And it's impossible to meditate when your brain is physically always in that overdrive state 24/7. Because the idea of meditation, as you probably know, is the idea of slowing down, of observing the trains of thoughts as they pass you by. And if you biologically are not wired to slow down, then you're gonna feel like meditation is impossible. Back in 2023, I tried every meditation technique under the sun. My goal was to calm my mind and then eventually still my mind whenever I wanted. But that never happened. This is because my brain and my nervous system never slowed down. It was primed to always go, 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 go because I was always so overstimulated. That's when I realized what I'd been missing the entire time. And it's something so crucial and so obvious looking back. And as it turns out, since I have spoken to many people about meditation, they all seem to glance over this one thing that makes meditation itself way more enjoyable and easier, especially in the modern day. This is mindfulness. And once I learned this, I decided to go all in. And nearly 3 years later, I can say with full certainty that engaging with mindfulness on a daily basis has totally changed the game for me. So if you're serious about reducing stress, reducing anxiety, improving your focus, and achieving that level of mental clarity that you never thought was possible, then this one's for you. Let's discuss why mindfulness is a necessary first step before indulging in meditation and why doing so can actually make those meditation sessions way better. All right, here's the truth that many people don't consider. Sitting down with closed eyes and trying to still your mind is extremely difficult for anybody to do. There are endless books, texts, and essays from priests, monks, and other philosophical figures throughout history saying how difficult it is to sit down and calm their mind. And the crazy part is that when these books and these letters and these essays were written hundreds of years, maybe even thousands of years in the past, there was no TV, there was no cell phones, there was no social media, no internet, no notifications. So naturally, these people were in a better position to effectively meditate than we are, but they still struggled with it. Their information input was way less. The main sources of their information input came from their day-to-day activities, conversations with people in their physical space, and any books that they would have been reading. That's it. But us, we are bombarded with information from random people, from random sources, at random hours of the day. I say all this because it's no wonder why many people, especially in modern times, give up on the idea of trying to meditate. They have these ridiculously high expectations for when they first try. Many people think they'll sit down, close their eyes, and just nothing will happen within their mind. They think it's going to be blank. But what you soon realize is that your mind is just bombarded with all these thoughts and random ideas that just seem to come out of nowhere. But when you're somebody who's always overstimulated with content and ideas from the internet and TV, then those thoughts that you have while meditating, they come way quicker and there's way more of them. So this brings me to the main point of this video. Mindfulness is a powerful and simple first step before diving into traditional meditation where you sit down and close your eyes. This is because mindfulness involves fully engaging and immersing yourself in those everyday moments that you're consciously awake for. While you're being mindful, you are totally present, you are locked into that moment, noticing all the things going on around you and picking up details that are coming in through your senses. So all the finer details that you might otherwise overlook, they become things that capture your attention and become heightened within your awareness. Noticing the sounds of the broom you're using to sweep the floor in your kitchen. Noticing the subtle flavor of almond in your coffee with each sip you take. Noticing the temperature as wind slowly breezes across your cheek. Most of us simply are not paying attention to life this closely. Many of the finer details that are within life all around you go unnoticed. And I get it. Modern technology, social media, being able to text your friends from across the world is very captivating. This is amazing, right? I'm sitting here in the spare room of my apartment just making this video for you. I don't know where you live, I don't know what time it is, but this is pretty awesome. You're seeing me talk in real time. But when we overindulge with this content consumption, then it has a pretty negative effect on our ability to think clearly, which ultimately makes us more stressed out. And this stress creates underlying, perhaps even unconscious anxiety. And when we're stressed, when we're anxious, we don't perform at our best in everyday situations. And it's this nasty cycle where we're overindulging in content, and this fills up our mind with too much information, and then we become stressed and anxious, and then we don't perform at our very best. It repeats over and over and over. And this is why we're living in times where more people are stressed and anxious than ever before. We're not being mindful of the moment we're in. We're not present. We're plugged in. And when you're always plugged in, then you're not living within your body. Your entire reality is happening up here. You can significantly reduce any stress or anxiety you're facing simply by being mindful. And along with this, the more often you use mindfulness in your day-to-day life, the better your thinking becomes. You can pay more attention. You can solve more difficult problems. You can have more mental clarity in everyday situations. And as you develop these abilities, then when you sit down and try to meditate in the traditional sense with your eyes closed, you're taking deep breaths, and you're trying to calm and potentially even still the thoughts within your mind, then you find it way more easier and way more enjoyable. So start with mindfulness. Become fully immersed in whatever activity you're doing at any given moment. Become aware of the information surging through your senses. Become appreciative and curious of the things you're experiencing. It's honestly so simple. It just takes a willingness to unplug from the noise and live here right now. Once you can do this, you're already operating at a level that's well beyond 99% of other people in the entire world. Be the person who can stand in line at the grocery store without checking their phone. Be the person who can go for a walk or a run without headphones on. Be the person who can sit down at a coffee shop and just read a book. These things add up, and as time passes, you become less stressed, less anxious, and more present within the very moment you're experiencing. So, thank you very much for watching. Be sure to like the video and subscribe while you're here. And if you're somebody who's always stressed or anxious and you want to operate at that high level with calm clarity, then be sure to check out the link below to work with me one-on-one. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video. Bye.